Today's box card is called the Vintage House box card. So the Vintage House box card comes in the Halloween box card set on svgcuts.com. And I did some inking on this to show a little bit of contrast with the black, but also I think that the inking, the white inking, makes it look like it's got like a little, uh, I wouldn't say damage, but like what am I thinking of the word? Age to the house, but also kind of like a spiderwebby effect. I don't know. Um, Take whatever it is that you want with this or for this, but it's got the graphics are from svgcuts.com. I'm not positive where I got this one from, but this orange and for this one, those were supposed to be orange glitter, and I don't have orange glitter, so I don't know if you can see it. It's like an orange spider web design. Since I am using the spider webs on here, and since these kind of look like spider webs, to match that, I used this design. It's like a vintage design, and it's got a nice pattern, and it's got spiders on there. And then I've got my buttons on here from, and all the graphics are designbundles.net, I believe, and the actual card is from svgcuts.com, as I said, and then the inking, and so this is a fairly easy card to make, so I'm just going to start making it. These are pretty much the only tools that I'm going to need for this. I have my Zots for the button. I used my ink already. This is the white ink for the black parts, and this is the brush that I used for that. And then of course my glue from Bearly Art. I'm going to need the tape for the envelope, and I'm going to need the tweezers to hold the window pieces so that I can glue them down. All right, so I apparently did not finish what I was doing the last time with all of the inking, because there are several pieces that have not been inked yet. This has been inked, and this one piece has been inked, but I think this one and all of these tree pieces need to be inked. So I'm just going to go ahead and start inking those first. And let me put all of these things that I'm not going to ink off to the side. Well, this one, let's see, I'm going to have to I guess yeah, this side is going to have the ink on it, I guess. So let's see, these pieces, I'm going to move this, put all these up here, and I'm just going to try to go gracefully over the pieces and try not to make too many mistakes, which is kind of difficult because it's me. I'm sure that doesn't instill a lot of confidence, but I mean, it is what it is. I am a big disaster sometimes, and there's nothing to do, or there's nothing anyone can do about that. So I'm just going to put the ink a little bit like this, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be overdone. It doesn't have to be crazy, just a little bit. And then this side, I'm just gonna go around the ends, top, around that thing. Oops, that was too much. is why I have this bigger one that I use to brush those out when I go crazy. And I'm not going to add any more ink to this brush, because once I've gotten enough ink, once I've used enough ink, then I can just get a little bit of ink on the rest of the pieces, and then it's not going to be too crazy, and I don't want to go crazy. So I think that's pretty much it with the inking. I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be like, I'm not trying to paint it all white. I'm just trying to add a little bit of a what do you call it? Just a little bit of, highlighting, I guess. Also, I feel like the white adds like a spiderwebby effect. So these, let's see. Oh, I have I have my unfinished pieces, so I can use that as my guide. So this one, I put the windows on, and this one, the windows are here. So this one, yeah, all of the windows are on these outside pieces, not on this actual thing. So that gives me a clue about where the windows go. And see, this is what that's going to look like. So, okay, then I'm going to put these back. This is what the back's going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put all of these trees together, and I'm going to put the doorway on this piece. It's kind of hard to move things around because this is like rubber, so I can't pick things up very easily. So this is going to go on the non-inked side. Oops. And for this card, I'm going to use the thin tip for the windows. I'm just going to keep the bigger tip in the container for now. Okay. Now what I do is actually I'm going to, before I go any further with this piece, because this piece is going to go glued directly onto the house, so I'm just going to go ahead and put these let's see, where's that piece again? Oh, here it is. Okay, so these are going to be glued right here, and the tree is going to sit right on can barely move it. It's going to sit right here on the edge. And the same for this other one. Okay, and then these pieces, I'm going to put them right on the tip. Which means I have to pick it up. I have to make sure the ink side is out. Yeah. It's kind of hard to pick it up. And it's got to go right up against the top. And then the bottom piece, the same thing. I mean the top piece. My dog is sitting here sleeping on the, well, she's got her eyes open, but she's laying on my pillow on the bed. And I can only imagine she's probably thinking, who is he talking to? What is he doing? I wonder what these dogs or animals, dogs and cats, think about humans doing crafts like this. They're probably thinking these people are crazy. But they feed me, so I'm okay with it. Oops. Okay, so that piece is pretty much ready to go. And I'm just gonna glue it on here like this, and then I'll fold everything over. I'm gonna set that to the side. I'm gonna put these windows on these two pieces. Oh, no, that's right. I remember now. These have to glue on to these first, and then those will glue on this, but inside of this. So I have to glue this on so that it fits perfectly, and then I can put the glue on the inside of that. Okay. It's kind of hard to see. The light's not very bright. Oops. Oh, that was too far. I thought it wasn't moving, and then it was moving too fast. Okay. Now I can put these windows on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my spatula. I guess I put it away. I have two kinds. I have the metal kind, which is kind of small. Then I have this kind. I can just hold it like that up against it, and then I can fold it. This is easier. Because this piece is kind of hard to fold because it's very tiny. And this is easier if I just close the shutters and then just stick it in there. Oops. Okay, maybe not. That worked when I made the other ones. And then these just hang open a little. And then the other one, do the same thing. a little bit too far down than the other one did. But it's fine. It's still good. Okay, this piece is, oh, okay, well that's interesting. I did not know I had these glued on, and I thought I lost them and I had to cut more pieces. So these are basically trash now. So those pieces go on there because I don't know why. I think just to show like an outline of it, plus it kind of hangs off the edge for some reason. I don't know why I thought that I lost those. Okay, well that piece is done. Let's put this over here. Figure out where I'm going to put it. There's my chipboard and my front piece, which is where this door is going to go, but I'm going to put the windows on first. I need to fold them again. This probably should have been part of my preparation to fold these windows, or to fold these windows shutters open. But it's fine. There's one. This one isn't going to have a guide like that other piece because there's nothing over it, over the front. So I just have to make sure that I get it on there straight. But I'm sure that won't be a problem because I just flip it over and it's good enough. The only thing is that there's some glue on the top. That's fine. Okay, make sure these are still up. I try to make sure that I do things to prepare for the video so I don't have to take up too much of your time, but I don't know, maybe showing extra stuff helps people to see how it's supposed to be done. I don't know. Who knows? Can go up a little tiny bit. A little bit more. If it's able to continue moving. Nope, it's not. It's fine. And then I just need to open these doors. They're not going to be open. I just want to open them a little so that they will appear to be open. So this is going to line up with the bottom of this, and it's got to be centered with this. So I'm going to glue up to the score. Okay. I'm going to pick it up to make sure that it's sitting against the bottom properly. There we go. And the first one that I did, I glued this piece directly to this piece, completely forgetting that it's got to be attached to this. And I'm scrambling to peel it off, and I was too late, and I had already glued on the windows, and I realized that I'm just gonna have to cut all new pieces. I had to cut all new windows, another door frame, and then this piece. I had to cut all of those pieces all over again because I wasn't thinking. Just fold that or glue that down, and my sounds are on. So that will fold open, and that piece is done. The next piece, I'll do the back, which is very easy. Oops. I like this one. It's got spiders on it, and it has like a vintage, I think this is the set of this graphic is like a vintage, has a vintage name. And then my piece that you write on, make sure it's clean on both sides. It's cleaner on the other side. And this one doesn't use as much glue as the other tip does, which can be, it can save me a lot of glue. But the problem is that I have less time to move things around because it dries quick. Okay, that piece is done. And oh, I did forget on this piece to put the roof on, which is not a big deal. Just have to put glue around here. Make sure it's up against the edge on the other side. Okay, that was easy. And this was supposed to be glitter, but I don't have any orange glitter. And when I went to Michael's, I forgot to get glitter, so I just got one that has like spider webs. And I did the same thing last year. And then here is the final piece. This is just gonna go up on here. It's another piece that was supposed to be glitter, but it's the orange spider web like the other piece. And then I figured since they used a spider web for this piece, that it wouldn't matter if I used the orange spider web for this, because it would be very similar, so why not? Okay, so I'm just going to line this up with the top. And then see, when this is on, it's going to be sticking out like that. So now I have my chipboard. Because this piece is going to go in the middle, I'm just stabilizing it with a little piece of chipboard. I didn't want to use a huge piece of chipboard because, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just didn't want to have to cut so much chipboard for this. But the reason I the reason I cut such a small piece is because you'll be able to see it through the window if I kept going up, and I didn't want anybody to, you know, see the chipboard. This is kind of an unsightly thing. I should have put that part on the bottom or the other side, but that's fine. So this part is the insert. So let's see, that's the last piece that I have to put together. So I'm going to start folding these. let's see. Okay, I believe this goes on here. I kind of forgot how I was supposed to, okay, this is how I was supposed to do it. This glues onto this side. And then, so I'm just gonna butt it up against that. Make sure I'm doing it on the right side, yeah. So I'm just gonna butt it up against this piece and then just put my glue on here. Just put it in and make sure it's level with the bottom. Okay. And that's going to go against that. So, just going to go ahead and put the glue on here. Oops. And just hold that up against that edge. Okay. And then this piece, I can just go ahead and the insert, I can just go ahead and put that in here like this. And then this side, oops. And then the last piece is this. And this just goes on here like this. Just gonna glue that one side. And then flip it over and do the other side. There you go. That's it. So I'm just gonna put my Zots on. Right in the middle. And my button was here a second ago. Here it is. It's just a little one with the spider on it that says Trick or Treat. And this card is officially finished. So when they open the card, they just have to open this piece up. Otherwise, it can be folded either way. It doesn't really matter. Oops. Except when you fold it, this piece, this roof piece on the inside will curl over unless it's flattened out first. So that's it. And I accidentally glued the envelope together. I wasn't thinking. So, and I also put the tape on here, so I don't need that. And this card is officially finished. So that was pretty easy. That wasn't that difficult. And I like the way the white ink kind of highlights certain spots of the house. And I like the way the roof looks, and I wish that I had the orange glitter, but I think the spider webs are fine. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I hope you didn't fall asleep, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.